your area, so they're there when you get there. But I chummed the night before, had 4 or 5s. One with 27 inches is pretty. We don't get these gigantic, massive carp like you get in Europe, but anything mid-20s is nice. And I got a bunch of mid-20 fish, and it was great. And then a couple friends came with me another day, and we did the same thing. And this was just a corporate park at random, And you could do the same thing. There's probably a pond in most of your neighborhoods that has carp in it you've never even thought to try for, or you've seen them, and just shook it off. Great time to fish for carp is after rain in these ponds, the local ponds, retention ponds, and corporate ponds. And it actually goes for crappie and bass too, and we'll talk about those when we get there. But, after heavy rain, a lot of the garbage and, I think it's mostly weed clippings and bugs, but come through the gutter system, and carp will just sit there in front of those pipes. So after a really hard, sturdy rain, get out there, and fish those pipes. We have one in our neighborhood that if it rains just enough and fast enough, the carp are programmed to go there, and you'll see 20, 30 giant carp just sitting in front of it. You can only hook 1 or 2 of them before they all spook out, but it is absolutely cool. You go up there, I'm casting them from 20 feet away, and your nerves. That's the thing too. I mean, that's why guys fly fish for carp and stuff. It's because a lot of times when you're sight fishing them, you can see them. They're there. They're going to hit. You see these giant wakes, around your float, and it is stressful, but a good kind of stressful. Not your my boss is mad at me, or I'm on the most wanted list kind of stressful. It is a good stressful, and it is pretty cool. Carp fish, I think you should give it a try. Bottom rigs, you can do a Wolf River rig like we used to use for catfish, which is like a bell sinker. Then you go up from it, and you got 2 hooks branching off with snell. I use snelled eagle claw hooks in that case because they're already you don't have to tie the snells. But you can have 1 or 2 hooks above it, and then you can put corn on one, bread on another, dough bait on one, bread on one. You can put maggots on one, and that's a great way to get 2 hooks in the water at any given time. A lot of guys, when they fish rivers, they'll just use, as long as they can cast downstream, a simple large split shot and 1 hook, and then you're basically out of tight line it and hold it. Maybe one day soon I'll get Josh on the show, or I'll talk to Josh, but the Europeans have what they call pods that hold 3 rods at a time, and they have bite alarms, and they use reels that have bait feeders. They got the clickers there. They could put, where you don't have to open a bail, and they take the line out. There's a counterweight, and you can set different weights for different tensions. Goes through the line, the alarm goes off. You you got a fish. It's actually really cool. Rod holders, definitely need a rod holder from carp. Many a person has lost their rod to a carp. They lay it on the shore. If you are going to lay it on the shore and you don't have one, take a stick and just stick it in front of your reel, or at least open your bail so they can continue to take line out. Should you not be paying attention. Bobbers for carp. Well, if you're going to go really shallow, then the spring bobber's just fine. And you're doing sight fishing. If you're going to be fishing anything deeper, you want to go with the slip float. Rods, ugly sticks are great. Carp, you don't have to sit there and feel like a little tap, tap, tap like you do for bass sometimes. What I like is a longer rod, that has some beef by the base, but that's whippy on the top, so I can have some fun. If they're smaller, I have the leverage to control them still, but I can still feel smaller fish, and to me that's a great compromise. So that's our mediocre show on carp. We'll have a high-tech carp show at some time. This is Pond Boy for Pond Boy's Angling Adventures. Again, this show was sponsored by Mythic Gear Dry Suits. And have a great night, and go and get a fishing adventure of your own. Take care.